This evening, first up, parking dispute turns dangerous in downtown Georgetown. The mayor steps in after a church member confronts a driver and the cutlass suddenly appears on the pavement. But city officials are now warning both churches and motorists tonight. Plus, a 6-year-old boy left with a gruesome injury at school. The Ministry of Education launches a full investigation after an Uitvlugt Primary pupil suffers a deep tongue wound requiring 18 stitches. His mother's demanding justice and accountability. Also, Guyana steps up for Jamaica. President Dr Irfaan Ali pledges manpower, materials and engineering support as CARICOM leaders tour communities devastated by Hurricane Melissa, with more than 150,000 homes destroyed. Meanwhile, TikToker sentenced for cocaine trafficking. A 27-year-old West Coast Demerara woman is jailed after canoe uncovers half a kilo of cocaine hidden inside a Hindu religious figurine bound for overseas. And abroad, political shock in South Asia. Bangladesh former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is sentenced to death in absentia, convicted over a deadly crackdown that left more than 1,000 people dead. Those stories and more coming up on Headline News Update. Stay with us. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 18, 2025. I'm Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, the Georgetown City Council has clarified that the Universal Church of the Kingdom of God does not have exclusive rights to block parking outside its Charlotte and Wellington Street location, Mayor Alfred Mentor stated on Monday. Mayor Mentor's comments follow a public incident in which a church representative confronted a driver, insisting he could not park in what they claimed was a private zone. A video of the altercation shows the man standing his ground while a representative banged on the car and threatened him. At one point, a cutlass appeared on the pavement but was quickly removed. Several church members later intervened, supporting their colleague.
This council has never given the Universal Church any parking. No parking facility was even ever applied for by the Universal Church to this council for them to have reserved parking. So it's very erroneous for the pastor himself to speak so vociferously about the reserved parking and to appear like if they have reserved parking from this council.
Following a standoff between the Universal Church pastor and the driver, the City Engineers Department, led by Colborne Venture, removed all encumbrances from the city parapet.
We went there just after we got this news item to remove anything or any hindrance or any blocking or any exclusive arrangement they feel they had. We will continue to monitor the situation. We will continue to ensure that the area is cleared and that anybody could park at any time, because those are reserves of the council and there's no exclusive arrangement with that. The only people we grant those kind of things is the embassies and the Bank of Guyana and some other portions around for the ingress and egress. But other than that, we have never granted anything to the church.
The incident, captured on a nearby government CCTV camera, highlights tensions over public parking rights in the area. Mayor Mentor emphasized that the space is public property and warned that such confrontations are unacceptable. In other news, a 6-year-old boy is recovering from a severe tongue injury after a suspected bullying incident at Uitvlugt Primary School. The Ministry of Education has launched a full investigation. Dale Jarvis has the details.
The Ministry of Education is investigating a troubling case of suspected bullying at Uitvlugt Primary School that left 6-year-old Dimitri Morrison with a deep cut to his tongue requiring 18 stitches. The incident reportedly occurred during lunchtime on Friday, November 14, 2025. The child's mother, Christina Siraj, shared graphic images of the injury on Facebook, accusing the school of failing to assist her son after the attack. She said she rushed to the school after receiving a call from the child's teacher, only to find the child bleeding and unattended. Siraj took him to the West Demerara Regional Hospital where he was treated. She said the injury has left the boy unable to eat solid foods or speak clearly. Siraj returned to the school on Monday seeking answers, but said she received no justice from the head teacher. She has since appealed directly to the Ministry of Education and the President for intervention. The ministry confirmed that Education Minister Sonia Barag has reached out to the family. The incident comes just a week after a ministry launched a new anti-bullying and anti-violence reporting system designed to allow students, parents, and teachers to report abuse confidentially without fear of retaliation. After the launch, Minister Parag reaffirmed the government's zero-tolerance stance on bullying, saying decisive steps are being taken to address the issue and protect students across the education system. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jervis.
Thanks, Dale. President Dr. Irfaan Ali has committed manpower, materials, and other resources to repair roofs on 200 homes damaged by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. His pledge came after touring heavily affected areas in Westmoreland and St. James alongside Jamaican Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and other regional leaders. President Ali confirmed that Guyana would send engineers, building materials, tarpaulins, water tanks, and other supplies to assist with urgent roof repairs, part of a broader relief effort that includes food, water, chainsaw, generators, and storage tanks.
From the time the storm was earmarked to be a major disaster, and we have been able to support in the initial phase with some of the key pieces of equipment that was needed, generators, chainsaws, tarpaulin, and so on. But this weekend we have a major shipment that will be coming in with food product, rice, more tarpaulin, building materials, black tanks, and so on. But having seen this here today, I've agreed with Prime Minister Holness and with the rest of the region that we're going to, in a very quick manner, mobilize resources, that is the manpower, and also the material and whatever is needed to start with having 200 roofs completely redone.
During the CARICOM high-level visit on Monday, leaders toured devastated communities from Montego Bay to White House, Westmoreland, as Jamaica reported nearly 1 million people affected and more than 150,000 homes damaged or destroyed. Holness described the damage as significant and unprecedented, with estimated physical losses of $8 billion. The Prime Minister noted that Guyanese engineers would coordinate with local authorities to identify the first households for roof repairs. At the same time, debris removal teams are being redeployed and modular homes are being procured for minimum term shelter. He also emphasized that disciplined fiscal management has enabled Jamaica to mobilize international support despite significant revenue losses. President Ali described the devastation as indescribable, but lauded the strength of the Jamaican people, emphasizing swift action to restore shelter and support recovery efforts.
Words cannot describe the type of damage that was done here. And to see the resilience of the people, the strength of the people, and the character of the people tells a lot about the Jamaican spirit.
Stick around when we return. Woman jailed for trafficking cocaine hidden in religious item, and Minister Prasad brings hope to CSEC student with surprise laptop donation.
Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Cotton Smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services. 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082. This
Check us out at Decor and Gift Gallery this Christmas holiday for all your shopping needs. We are located at 47 Craig and Sheriff Street, Campbellville, Georgetown.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. A West Coast Demerara woman has been sentenced to 32 months in prison after cocaine was found hidden inside a Hindu figurine she shipped through DHL. Dale Jarvis tells us how investigators uncovered the operation.
27-year-old West Coast Demerara woman was on Monday sentenced to 32 months in prison after being found guilty of trafficking 540 grams of cocaine concealed in a Hindu religious figurine. Lisa Ramnarayan, a known TikToker, was handed a sentence and fined $810,000 by Magistrate Leron Daly at the Georgetown Magistrate Court. The ruling follows a case that began in 2022 when Ramnarayan, then 23, was arrested after Kanu officers intercepted a suspicious parcel at DHL's 5th Street Alberton headquarters. Kanu reported that officers acting on intelligence inspected a shipment containing a Haven gun and other religious items and discovered a hidden compartment with a substance later confirmed to be cocaine. The sender's information led investigators to Ramnarayan, who was subsequently arrested and the item dismantled in her presence, revealing the narcotics. Ramnarayan was initially remanded to prison after pleading not guilty when the case first came before the court in 2022. The matter was later transferred to the Chief Magistrate and concluded on Monday with her conviction and sentencing. The case highlights Kanu's continued efforts to dismantle drug trafficking networks exploiting courier services. It brings an end to a 3-year investigation and ultimately resulted in Ramnarayan's conviction and imprisonment. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security gave a suicide teenager an emotional boost on Monday when Minister Dr. Vindhya Prasad personally delivered a brand new laptop to support her upcoming CSEC examinations.
It's a surprise visit. She doesn't know that we are coming, and I plan to go on her doorstep and to give her the laptop that she asked for. I believe very much in empowering young people, investing in them, and ensuring that when they have dreams for themselves, in some way, we can support those dreams.
Rihanna Sampson, a 5th form student at Suicide Secondary and top performer in her class, had emailed the minister seeking assistance in obtaining a computer to help her with IT and EDPM studies. Living with her grandmother and preparing for exams, she explained that the device would make a significant difference. Early Monday morning, that request was answered. Minister Prasad visited Rihanna at her home, presenting her with the laptop and encouraging her to stay focused and confident in her abilities.
Hi, morning. Yes. How are you? You wrote to me. I brought you your laptop. What grade you're in? How many subjects are in subject? What stream? Tech. And this can help you a lot. All the best. How are you doing in school? Great. What space you get in school? No, that's good. All the best, and I wish you success in the exams. And make me proud, make your family proud, make yourself.
The teenager fought back tears as she expressed her gratitude, saying the support brought her relief and new motivation. The minister said the gesture reflects the ministry's commitment to uplifting vulnerable youth and ensuring students have the tools they need to succeed. When we visit our children, we invest in a stronger, brighter Guyana, Dr. Prasad reaffirmed, highlighting her message to Rihanna. We see you, we believe in you, and we are here to help you succeed. Kudos to Minister Vindhya Prasad and the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security for stepping in with the compassion and action, demonstrating genuine commitment to uplifting young people and ensuring every child has a fair chance to succeed. In other news, Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr Irfaan Ali issued a stern warning to staff at the Linden Probation Office on Monday, following multiple reports of unprofessional behavior and poor service delivery. During an early morning meeting in Region 10, the minister outlined concerns raised through her ongoing National Open Days, an initiative that allows citizens to voice complaints directly. She said many of the issues raised involve unacceptable treatment of vulnerable people, delays, and inadequate staff follow-up. Dr. Prasad reminded employees of their responsibility to maintain professionalism, stressing that personal issues must not interfere with public service. She emphasized that every office in every region must function at its optimum to deliver high-quality care to Guyanese in need. The minister also condemned delays in issuing old-age pension, public assistance, and permanent disability booklets, calling them unacceptable. She instructed that every case brought to her Linden Open Day be resolved immediately. Addressing weaknesses in child protection responses, Dr. Prasad urged staff to act swiftly when children are in unsafe environments, emphasizing timely intervention, strong teamwork, and proper follow-up. She reiterated that meaningful progress within the ministry requires integrated services and collective responsibility. She said, as we begin engaging with members of the public from today, I want to see issues resolved and services put back on track immediately. Don't go away after the break. Trump says he will approve sale of F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia. And Antigua PM urges U.S.-Venezuela dialogue amid rising military tensions.
Check us out at Decor and Gift Gallery this Christmas holiday for all your shopping needs. We are located at 47 Craig and Sheriff Street, Campbellville, Georgetown.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. In the Caribbean, Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Browne has urged the United States to resolve its dispute with Venezuela through diplomacy, stressing the Caribbean must remain a zone of peace. His call comes as the U.S. increases military assets in the region, prompting CARICOM leaders to warn against actions that could destabilize regional security. Meanwhile, in North America, United States President Donald Trump says he will greenlight the sale of advanced F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia, signaling a departure in how Washington handles sophisticated weapons transfer to Arab countries. Al Jazeera's Asad Beish reports.
Saudi Arabia's push for new US defense guarantees began after a major shock to its security. In 2019, coordinated drone and missile attacks struck the Abqaiq and Khurais oil facilities, briefly halving the country's oil production. Yemen's Houthi movement claimed responsibility, but Saudi Arabia, the United States and European governments said the attack was consistent with Iranian-made systems and likely planned or launched by Iran. Tehran denied involvement. For Riyadh, the incident exposed the scale of the missile and drone threat it faces and raised questions about whether the US would intervene or retaliate on its behalf. Now Saudi Arabia's request for the US-made F-35, one of the most advanced fighter jets in the world, seems to have been accepted.
No, I am planning on doing that, yeah. They want to buy it. They've been a great ally. They've got to like us very much. Look at the Iran situation, what we did in terms of obliterating, we obliterated their nuclear capability. Yeah, I will say that we will be doing that. We'll be selling F-35s here.
Stealth technology, integrated sensors and long-range precision weapons, making it central to US air power. And until now, Israel remains the only Middle East country clear to operate the jet under Washington's commitment to preserve Israel's so-called qualitative military edge.
It's really such an advanced piece of warfare machinery. It's the apex predator right now in air defense and in air offense. And it has tremendous new technologies that are not seen anywhere else in the world. Russia and China are trying to catch up right now. And so the United States is very sensitive to letting that technology out there because as soon as it's out there, it's a lot easier to be copied.
Saudi Arabia is also seeking clearer US security commitments. It has watched neighbouring Qatar deepen its defence relationship with Washington, including an agreement that treats threats against Qatar as threats to US interests. Riyadh wants a similar arrangement, especially against regional missile and drone capabilities. These are areas Washington is open to strengthening without altering the region's military balance. Radar integration, missile and drone defence, intelligence sharing, and joint training. But providing F-35s or stronger defence guarantees would mark a significant shift in US policy and remains politically sensitive in Washington.
The security guarantees that Washington is ready to provide to Saudi Arabia will be about the same what is given to Qatar. And this means an executive order by the president. Be aware, these are not as hard guarantees like a contract, like a treaty approved by Congress. And this also means such an executive order can be changed by the next president in a minute.
As Saudi Arabia modernizes its military under Vision 2030, it sees deeper US partnership as essential. But the United States must balance those requests with its wider strategic commitments across the region. Asad Beg, Al Jazeera.
U.S. President Donald Trump has reversed his position and told Republican lawmakers to vote for the release of the controversial Epstein files. Al Jazeera's Alan Fisher reports.
The victims of Jeffrey Epstein have released a powerful new video.
I suffered so much pain. So much pain.
So much pain.
Urging Republicans to back a bill to release the Epstein files. And then, overnight, after months of opposing the idea, a surprise U-turn from the president. Now he backs a release, has no worries about it, says it's a Democratic hoax.
The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time.
Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in a prison cell in 2019 while facing child sex trafficking charges. It's believed the criminal investigation uncovered links to many prominent people. Donald Trump is a former friend of Epstein, and his name does appear. Democrats released a number of Epstein emails last week, including one that said Trump had spent hours at Epstein's house with a trafficking victim, and another that said Trump knew about the girls and had asked Epstein's girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell to stop. Maxwell is currently in federal prison for sex trafficking. Trump hit out at Republicans who supported the release, even MAGA ally Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says she's faced threats since his attacks on social media.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
Dozens of Republicans are now expected to back the bill given the president's okay. It will then go to the Senate, where it would need 60 votes to pass. Donald Trump could make the documents available now. He has that power. He says the House will get all it's legally entitled to. But that could still restrict, because there is currently a new Department of Justice investigation, an investigation that was started at the direction of Donald Trump. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, at the White House.
Finally, Bangladesh's International War Crimes Tribunal has convicted and sentenced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to death. Al Jazeera's Tanveer Chowdhury reports.
To inflict her with only one sentence, that is sentence of death.
A dramatic end to a turbulent chapter. Bangladesh's International Crimes Tribunal has sentenced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to death for inciting the violent crackdown on last year's student protests.
And
inside the packed courtroom in Dhaka, victims' families applauded as judges found Hasina responsible for extrajudicial killings carried out by her security forces. Among the victims is Salman Hussain, shot during the July protest in Dhaka. He spent months in the hospital and is still recovering. He says Hasina should be brought back from India to face justice.
They must extradite Hasina. No country should shelter a convicted person. As a nation, we should apply pressure. And if they refuse, then we can't allow the Indian High Commission to remain in Bangladesh.
Muhammad Abu Bakr lost his son, a rickshaw puller, to police gunfire during last year's July protest.
We want Sheikh Hasina brought back from India so her sentence can be carried out here in Bangladesh. Only then will we, the families of those killed, finally be able to find peace.
The tribunal said it was clear Hasina ordered security forces to crush the student protest, which escalated from peaceful demonstration against government job quotas into a nationwide unrest, killing nearly 1,400 people and injuring 25,000, according to the UN. The tribunal also handed a death sentence to former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan, while former police chief Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun, now a state witness, received 5 years. The 5 charges included crimes against humanity and failure to prevent murder.
The ruling was not an act of revenge, but a reflection of the nation's commitment to fair justice. This verdict demonstrates that no one is above the law, regardless of their power.
Bangladesh's former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina rejected the verdict, saying it was biased and politically motivated. The Foreign Ministry maintains India is obligated to extradite her under a treaty they have signed. The Bangladesh International Crime Tribunal, where judges delivered a verdict that could potentially shape the Bangladesh's political future. City remains calm and tense, security presence is high. As celebrations break out among many and outrage spreads through Hasina's strongholds, Bangladesh faces a test of its democracy, its institutions and its stability. Tanveer Chowdhury, Al Jazeera, Dhaka.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it, TV2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other.